Hello, YouTube. There is your 1972 Chevelle Dash. As you can see, that's the new vintage air control panel. All electronics. And there is your new factory lookalike stereo. If you put one of these in, remember this button here needs to bounce back right to the center. Looks like a regular old AM stereo, right? Who wants that? There it is. There's your glove box. I don't know if you guys remember, but this glove box had at least a ½ inch gap here. When it closed up, it wasn't operating correctly. And that's because after all these years, this plastic here gets brittle. And from the pressure of you opening and closing it, it cracks. And the little striker, let's just call that a striker, what holds that latch right there, let's call it a latch also if you like, breaks off, gets flimsy. So what I did was I made this bracket here, I screwed that into the little bit of plastic that was left here, and then I took this bracket here, which came with the stereo. As you can see, there's another one here. The piece that was left over, I used it here to reinforce it. So now, no gap, nice and tight, pops open really easy. There's your USB 1 and 2. That's what it looks like underneath. That's all you see right there. It's not so bad. It's either that or replace this whole dash, because this is all one piece, and I can imagine what that's going to cost. There's your factory label. Alright, this is how she closes. Nice and easy, like new. Okay, let's go around here and show you what I've done here. This is the original vent. This is the one that came with the piece you add here that came with the vintage air. It gets put on there with these little tabs, but what happens is there's a gap around here, so I put a little bit of that dum-dum again. Here we go with the dum-dum. See that? This way it stands no chance of that AC blowing out of here. You lose some, so you figure you cover that, and you cover this one here. And then over here, if you guys remember, this center duct here was extended out to about here with the round tube. That's how it was connected from the factory. So in order to get the vintage air in there, you have to put these in there. So you have to cut this. If you saw in the other video where I drew that line there, that's where I cut it. I put this in, and of course I use a little dum-dum. Okay, and we go back here, and this is what the stereo looks like. And the stereo is pretty good. I mean, it has subwoofer output. Here's your plug for the power and speakers. And then you have front and rear line outs. Your antenna, of course. Auxiliary 1 and 2. Not bad, huh? Here's the wiring for the AC, and if you notice, there's a wire running around here, goes around here, goes under there, and right there. That is Bluetooth. Yep, the stereo comes with Bluetooth, and that's where I put the mic. The reason I put it there was because there was already an existing hole here, so why drill a new hole? Use that one, Put that in there, and it looks better here than running it up to the through the A-pillar and putting it on top like you do newer cars today. It just doesn't look good. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. I know you guys are wondering, what are those things he's got there? Well, here you go. This is stainless steel. You ever have to do a project where you just don't know how you're going to bolt that together? Well, these things help out. It's a 1/2 inch here, and this is a 3/8 bolt. Let's go over here. And here's another thing. The Vintage Air, if your car has these lower vents that go under the dash, this is the one for the driver. This is the one in the passenger side. So what happens is that back in the 70s and the 60s, when they had AC, they would do that. I don't see what the reason was. The only thing I can think of is that this is shooting directly at your crotch, passenger and driver. So I guess those days when the women wore mini skirts and Daisy Dukes, and it was a hot 95-degree day, they would direct that directly to their crotch and keep them cool, and the driver also. These days you don't see that. You don't see that anymore. I guess they just said the hell with it. Keep it funky. Okay, here we go. This is all the ductwork. The unit is in. There it is. There's your lines. Very hard to do, of course. And this is just a little extra. Instead of using Dum Dum here, what I did was I used this this tape from Dynamat. It's very sticky. It's aluminum, and it works. It holds it in place because this is a little flimsy here. The vent here, the ductwork, has an oval hole. This is round, so you have to kind of squeeze that to get that in there. After it's in there, you get this gap here and back there. So now imagine a gap here, gap there, a gap here, here, here. You know, you just have gaps everywhere. So when you turn this on, you're losing, I'm going to say you're losing at least 30-40% just with all these gaps. I think that's something that they need to look into. Maybe they can fix that. Well, there it is. There's your drivers. Yep. There's their center. And this is the passenger vent. It goes right here. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Next video coming soon. See ya.